What's up guys, how's it going? First of all, happy Father's Day to any dads out there, or maybe people that are going to be dads soon. Bit of a different video today. I've watched a whole heap of detailing videos, quite mesmerising watching that snow foam go on in slow motion and whatnot. And I've always got a filthy car, and I thought, you know what, maybe I need to invest in some decent car cleaning products. So I've ordered a proper foamer online. That's not arrived yet. I was down at Repco the other day, and I was just looking at the foaming products, see what was available, and I actually saw this one. It's Repco's own brand, Repco Eclipse Hyper Foam, and I picked it up because A, it was only $14, and B, it connects right up to your hose, so you don't need a fancy pressure washer or anything. Obviously we're not going to get the same performance as you would with a pressure washer because we're not going to have the pressure. But I thought for $14, and it's a pretty decent size, 1 litre bottle, I thought I'd buy it, give it a go and do a bit of a review on it. Now I've never used these products before, so it's going to be a very unbiased, because I've got nothing to compare it to. I'm not going to clean the Forby today because that's filthy, still from like 6 weeks ago. I'll get around to that one day. Probably when the good stuff comes, I'll get round to that. But for now, we're going to do the family bus and see how this stuff goes. So, just looking at the bottle here, foam blaster nozzle included. Sounds good. Australian made, always good. Says it's good for caravans, motorcycles, boats, SUV and cars. So any vehicle really, and works with a garden hose. You've got a water control on there, and you've got a foam control, which is pretty good. So you don't have to disconnect the hose when you want to rinse it off. You just flick the nozzle around, water on and off, and foam on and off. Sounds too easy. Let's see how we go. Alright, we're all hooked up. Let's see how we go. Alright, so I've just gone round a couple of times and we've not used a lot, so you'll probably get a decent amount of washes out of this, I would imagine. So I'm just going to rinse off now. Might do a second coat, well it'll be third coat once I've rinsed. So we'll turn the soap off and the water on. So I don't know if it's my hose pipe that's dodgy or that. Either way, that keeps popping off, so I might just hook the pressure washer up to rinse it off. So there was a lot of like dirt up here, obviously just come up from the wheels. As you can see when I do that, there's still quite a bit of dirt on there. I guess as a pre-soak, it's not too bad. You probably want to use it in conjunction with a pressure washer. I guess if you need to use the product in conjunction with a pressure washer, kind of defeats the object of having the hose attachment on there. I guess it's a cheap option. And I guess if you just want to pre-soak before you go around with a sponge, then it's probably perfect. But I'm going to pressure wash this, then I'm going to soak it again, go around with a sponge, and then rinse off. Alright, so the verdict. Repco Eclipse Super Foam. Would I buy it again? Probably not. Is it worth $14 for all that? 100% it is. That's very good value. If you don't have a pressure washer, you just have a hose and you just want basic equipment to do a car wash, I recommend some of this stuff to pre-soak. Leave it on for a couple of minutes, maybe hose it off, pre-soak it again. I probably did 5 whole passes of the car with that, and I've used that much. So I guess I'd probably get 10 usages out of this using 5 passes, which works out very cheap per wash. So some of this is a pre-soak, some decent car wash, and then hose it off, and very good for just basic car washing. I might give it a go on the Hippo when it's really dirty, just to see how good it soaks the thick crap off. That might be the real test for it. The Kia wasn't that dirty, it was just a bit grimy. It's come up alright, but whether it was that did it, I'd say probably not. It's the elbow grease that I put in between washes. But yeah, I would recommend for someone who wants a cheap pre-wash and don't have a pressure washer. Oh, where's the recording? What a save.